You don't think universal healthcare qualifies as a charity handout? It's people financing other people's problems. Hey, Tren, if your house catches on fire, I don't want my taxes to go towards financing your problems with my charitable handouts. Be a freaking man and call around to get some quotes on quality firefighting services, you lazy POS. Hey everyone, my name is Jake and welcome to Murdered by Words, where we're going to be looking at people who are just really good at murdering people by words. You know, really good comebacks, really good insults, really good just making people feel really bad about themselves. But we're not on the receiving end of it, so it's fun. Enjoy! Should police officers in the United States refuse to enforce executive orders on mask wearing and social distancing? Yes, 90%. No, 6.5%. And I don't know, 3.2%. Police enforce laws, not orders. Mandated social distancing is clearly and unambiguously a violation of the right to free assembly. It's the duty of all officers and all government employees to refuse to enforce unconstitutional laws and orders. The fact that so many law enforcement officers are on record stating that they won't enforce social distancing or any new gun laws proves that they were full of crap when they said, "We don't get to pick what laws we enforce," during the past several decades of the war on drugs. And if you want proof that, no matter what side you're on, no matter what you agree on social media, you will be in a bubble, just look at the 90% of people saying yes, they should refuse it. You'd think it'd be about 50-50. Stupidly, it should be the other way around, but just 90%. SKSD schools, no new taxes, no bonds, and no levies. Support spelling, say yes to school, bonds, and levies. Maybe they just really hate the jeans company Levi's. That's what they were getting at. It wasn't about levies, it was about Levi's. This is a boomer fighting another boomer, which is never seen. But then, we didn't have the latest car, foreign holidays, iPhones, internet, gadgets, tattoos, 100-pound haircuts, gel nails, the latest fashions, etc. We paid our mortgage, then paid for food and utility bills, bus and train fare to get to work, and then we saved some as well. Yeah, you and me are part of the most looked after generation in the history of the UK. Free school milk, teachers who were not forced to focus on targets, apprenticeships, free university education, or you could just leave school at 15 with no qualifications and get yourself a job for life. Non-privatized NHS, widely available social housing, right to buy, the list could go on. And yes, you didn't have an iPhone or the internet, but this is the natural progression of technology after all. You had a telephone and a color TV, a washing machine, and I bet you didn't have a tin bath, lol. I'm assuming these boomers are grew up in the 60s kind of era, 50s, 60s, the color TV. But why do they talk like they grew up in the war? They're like, oh yeah, we had it impossible, yada yada. No, not really. Hey, say what you like about COVID-19, but it's almost completely eradicated the flu. Huzzah! And this is the influenza virus? Yeah, it's gone down dramatically. Chickenpox down by almost 2/3. In countries without rubella vaccinations, they're down to a record low. Even STIs are at an all-time low. It's almost like social distancing and vaccination stops the spread of disease. And I guarantee people will be like, yeah, we know, but COVID-19 isn't a disease, guys. They'll just say so much stupid. This person responded to that, if it wasn't for American, France would be speaking German. Yeah, and if it weren't for France, America would be speaking English. So it's probably fair to call it even. Why the reference to France though? Isn't that's like Dutch or something, right? Thousands of Chinese students ditch Australia and fly home. Oh, uni has been hell for me and my friends thanks to them. Being put in groups where they don't speak English or even live in Australia makes matters 10,000 times worse. Wait, Lamau, every international student has to go through an English proficiency test called IELTS, and a score of 6.5 is never accepted in any good university. And any person who scores a mere 6.5 out of 9 has fairly good English skills, so you're either lying out of hatred, or you studied in some la-di-blah university that no one even knows. I'm gonna get probably loads of Americans saying, yeah, we can't understand British people, but I think it's a bit rich of an Australian to say we didn't understand their English, because a lot of the time, if you're Australian, especially living, the outback kind of area, I have no clue what you're saying. Not one bit. I'm sure, yeah, the Americans are gonna be like, we don't understand what you're saying, but it's just kind of, rich. Worth noting that the British government don't use it either in international documents as a policy. It was invented, reinvented, or readopted after thousands of years, some contest, for expressed political reasons by John Dee, who also invented the terms British Empire, which stuck, and British Ocean, which didn't, in an attempt to erase the individual cultures of the islands and unite them under Elizabeth I. John Dee also spoke with angels and declared that America was British because King Arthur and Madoc had conquered there. Oh, that's interesting. So the only people using it are those who post this map once a week? Ha! No, plenty of British people do use the term. The UK doesn't really teach its own history. If you ask the average English person which major UK port city, last call of the Titanic, was burnt down in 1920 in a brutal civil war, they'd blink at you confusedly. No mate, the Civil War was Cromwell and them. Well, when I was in school in the 80s, Ireland was just this dangling bit on the maps that never got mentioned. Here be dragon style. In school, in Ireland, we just learned about all the ways the Brits terrorized and destroyed our culture. Ah, that's a shame. They should really find room for maths and stuff. Yeah, we do maths. It's like imagine you have 10 exports and the English charge you the cost of those 10 just to rent land that they stole from you and outlawed you owning, and then you end up with one food crop to support yourself on because it was cheap and could grow in very small spaces, and then famine hits, and what percentage chance do you have of surviving? The answer to this question is genocide. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're wrong. Hey, how does it feel when you open the fridge at midnight, but the only snack is you? Haha. Oh, pickup lines are only for men who are hot. Hope you know that. Ah, damn, I really have no comeback for that. Guess we can call it quits and go our separate ways then. Well, just because you took it well, I will give you a second shot. Try again. Ooh, sorry, second shots are only for women who are hot. Hope you know that. Oh yeah, when you use it against them, oh, nice. But no offense, but she was a bitch. She's been really, and she matched with him. Isn't that how Tinder works? You have to match with them. She had to swipe right and be like, oh, okay, this guy's attractive. And then she's gone, oh, you're not attractive. Why'd you swipe them? Why? Heterophobia just isn't a big deal. The most I've ever seen heterophobia is from Twitter idiots. Well, neither is homophobia then. Dude, I can get legally killed in 10 countries just for being gay. Are straights getting killed for being straight? No. I'm illegal in over 70 countries. How many countries are you illegal in? That's such a weird concept for me. How there's still countries who are yeah, you know what? I think you deserve death for just having a different choice. Why? It's the same with religion as well. I completely understand you want to have religion, but some countries, they demand you have it. Otherwise, you're you should be killed. Why? For context here, this is the comic that these guys were talking about. You're late again. What happened this time? Oh, sir, you won't believe it. And he was going to work, and no freaking way. And then you realize that the sea that Moses parted was the Red Sea, and no living organism can live there. Haha. So, you're totally okay with fish carrying briefcases, wearing ties, spectacles, going to work, getting chastised by the boss for being late, but not the specific sea? Okay. And FYI, the Red Sea is one of the top 5 big fishing spots in the world. I just don't understand why people have to comment on stuff like that. It's a comic. It's a funny comic. This guy's no, this is not scientifically accurate. Shut up. No, you're not a gamer. No, you're not a gamer. I'm so sick of all these people who think they're gamers. Was this talking about the people who play like Stardew Valley and Animal Crossing and stuff? I think it was. The guy that wrote that probably has an ego so dense and purified that it counts as an element on the periodic table. Guess what, bro? If you play a game, you're a gamer. Because that's what it is. You game with things, right? Tried my hand at TikTok. This one struck a nerve. She's saying vaccines don't cause autism, right? Educate yourself, woman, says 1989 Eddie. Oh, I did, thanks. 4 years of college, 4 years of medical school, 3 years of pediatric residency, and 13 years of clinical practice. Oh, I think she might be educated there, Ed. Good morning. I see many people demonizing me for my last night's tweet where I said that perhaps there should be a test that essay voting adults are required to write before voting. What's good is that way more people liked the idea. 1,000 likes now, so I'm not alone. Good. Yeah, sorry, but those likes don't count unless they come from people who pass a certain test. Aww. If you enjoyed that video and you want to see more like it, then please subscribe. You know, the big red button. Boom, click, boom, subscribe. It's all you have to do. If you don't want to do that later on, unsubscribe. Easy. But there's more videos here. Click. Right there. 2 there. And if they're not there, I look stupid and you should leave. Thanks.